Before we jump into the episode today, I want to share something with you from my heart. First of all, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I really can't tell you how much your support means to me. We've been doing the podcast now for almost 4 years. I can't even believe it. And I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you that listens, shares an episode with your friends, sends me a DM or a text message letting me know how an episode resonated with you or any aha moments. Seriously, I couldn't be more grateful to be able to create this podcast. It has been such a blessing in my life, and I love hearing the ways it's been able to provide value in yours as well. One thing you might not know is how much work it takes to be consistent with a podcast. In fact, did you know that the majority of podcasts don't make it past episode number 10? And we are well beyond that. And it's just a lot thinking of the episodes, recording them, editing them, managing the guests, making sure that everything runs smoothly and gets uploaded consistently and regularly. And so that's why I have created an amazing opportunity for you to support the podcast monetarily. And in exchange for that, you will get exclusive premium subscriber content. So for as little as $3 a month, you can become a premium subscriber of the podcast. And every month I will upload new voice-guided workouts and breathwork meditation audio for you. So that way you can work out with me, coaching you in your ears. You can also take a moment to reduce your stress and relax and come down and ground down with one of my breathwork audios. So if that is on your heart to support the podcast for as little as $3 a month to become a premium podcast subscriber, I can't tell you how much that means to me and the growth of this podcast. I appreciate you. If you're interested, click the link in the description, become a premium podcast subscriber, new content every month, and while supplies last, I'll send you an exclusive podcast coffee mug so you can have your self-love and sweat coffee every morning. I appreciate you. Now let's get into the show. Welcome to Self-Love and Sweat, the podcast, the place where you'll get inspired to live your life unapologetically, embrace your perfect imperfections, break down barriers, and do what sets your soul on fire. I'm your host, Lunden Souza. Hey, have you grabbed your free Self-Love and Sweat monthly calendar yet? This calendar is so amazing. It comes right in your inbox every single month to help you have a little nugget of wisdom, a sweaty workout, a mindset activity, just a little something to help keep you focused and motivated and keep that momentum towards your goals. So every day when you get this calendar, you'll see a link that you can click that will lead to a podcast episode or a workout or something that will be very powerful and quick to read. And then you'll also see on the top left corner of every single day, there's a little checkbox in the calendar. And what that is that's for your one thing. You can choose one thing every month, or it can be the same, something that you want to implement, and make this something that you can easily implement, like daily meditation or getting a certain amount of steps or water, for example, and staying hydrated, and even taking your supplements. This can be something if you want to get more regular doing a particular habit and routine. You can choose what that checkbox means. So if you want your Self-Love and Sweat free monthly calendar delivered right to your inbox every month on the first of the month, go to lifelikeLondon.com/calendar, fill out the form really quickly, and you will have your calendar in your inbox within a few short minutes. That's lifelikeLondon, lifelikeLondon.com/calendar. Go get yours for free and enjoy this episode. Rise and shine. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're talking about morning routines. So it may or may not be morning when you're listening to this. And I think that the morning is a great time to set yourself up for success, get your body, your mind, your spirit all the things revved up and ready to rock. And maybe you've heard me talk about morning routines before. Maybe you haven't. But in today's quick mindset reset episode number 12, we are going to talk about my 3M formula for a morning routine. We're going to talk about real life experience in my life and in the lives of my clients when it comes to morning routines and what that means for their day and their life and their ripple. And so, maybe you've heard me talk about morning routines before. Maybe you haven't. Either way, we're going to do this quickly and efficiently and help you, feel like there's a shift in your mindset about what is possible in your day. And you have that desire to be like, okay, is there more, right? Not more to do per se, but just, is there more ways you can optimize and set yourself up for success? And I really believe that starting our morning with something that hits all three of these M's in my 3M formula is the answer. And it can really be whatever you want it to be in terms of the way that you fill this in. I know that I have, friends and other coaches in this space who are like, morning routines are, bullshit because it's telling somebody exactly what to do that works for somebody else. And it might not work for them. And I totally agree, which is why my framework and formula has that wiggle room. You can put the meat on the bones. You can decide how you show up in the morning. So the 3M formula, I think when I first did this episode, it was like episode number 3, like really early on. And it was the 3M formula to go from madness to magic in the morning. I still like that phrase, so I guess I'll use it. But those 3 M's are mindset, movement, and me time. So something for your mind, prayer, meditation, a devotional, journaling, movement, exercise, getting outside for a walk, yoga, Pilates, whatever you want to do, a home workout, strength training. But it doesn't need to be a full-on workout if maybe you're not a morning workout person or today's a rest day for you. It's still great to get out, especially outdoors, and move and walk and stretch and get in some rotational movement and hip openers and heart openers and just things to really, get our physical body feeling good and feeling revved up, right? We have to use our physical body to execute our purpose in life, right? This is our vessel. This is our vehicle. And so to move that and to generate that momentum through physical movement is amazing. And then me time, the last M, is going to be obviously unique to everybody depending on who me is, and choose something that you might find yourself saying like, oh, I never have time to do this, or I just really enjoy being able to do this thing. So maybe it's have your coffee in quiet. Maybe it's read a little bit, a book that you've been, wanting to catch up on. Maybe it's an online course that you're taking and it's important to you and you want to learn a little bit each morning or whatever. But whatever your me time is, protect it. And those 3 M's can show up in many different ways, right? Also many different durations. So like if you have 30 minutes in the morning, you can do a 10-minute meditation, a 10-minute, movement, home workout, yoga flow, whatever. And then, sit and maybe look out the window and have your coffee for 10 minutes or journal and read a book for me time, whatever feels like that for you. And the cool thing about this formula is that I've used this framework for myself for a long time, and what it looks like can definitely change over time, right? So, me time for me usually is reading or catching up on an online course or doing any exercises that might be journaling or meditation that are part of an online course that I might be taking, like just any kind of things that I feel like put me in sponge mode and I'm learning and growing and pulling in information that really feels like me time for me. Maybe I want to read a study or an article or just learn a little something, bring a little something to my brain. That's what me time has looked like. Movement, it can be, like I said, anything from a walk. Sometimes I'll, do some sprints. A lot of times I'll go to Hot Works, which I love to work out there. I actually had the CEO on the podcast. HotWorks is infrared sauna workouts. So I love that because I feel like I'm able to get in the infrared sauna, a quick 30-minute workout, and I can do anything that I want in terms of classes that they have available, or even turning down the volume on some of the classes and doing my own thing, even just stretching or meditating in the sauna. So I have options there, which I really love. Sometimes I'll do home workouts or plyometric workouts. Sometimes if I'm tired or I know I'm going to work out later or it's a rest day, I'll just, go for a walk and just get outside and maybe do it barefoot and just move my body and move my shoulders and, do some arm circles and deep breaths. Deep breathing always feels really good and invigorating. And, mindset for me is prayer and meditation pretty much consistently. That's how I do my work-ins. That's how I nourish my mind and nourish my spirit, and just know that some days we don't feel like we have the capacity to do it, and we can show up anyway and be guided in a way that just, helps us feel, surrendered and excited to the present moment. And sometimes that can be challenging. And so meditation and prayer are just so powerful. And what time duration do you do it for, right? 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 20, 20, 20, 10, 5, 10. Like, you can build and construct this morning routine, this 3 a.m. morning routine formula, or this puzzle. You can construct this puzzle in the perfect way that works for you. You can adjust it if you're at a hotel versus if you're at home, or maybe it's a different season, right? There's certain things that seasonally just feel different. Right now, the sun is shining even more in Utah. Spring is definitely here. There's just certain things that I want to be able to do in the afternoons and get outside and have a long walk and enjoy some of that later evening sunlight. And so, I've been waking up like an hour earlier, and that's been a little bit challenging because I want to do that in order to make time to do my morning routine, have an earlier workout, have an earlier time to get started with my day, and then finish earlier so I can get outside and go for a walk or stand up paddleboard or just do something outdoors. And it's not that easy to just like adjust and be like, oh, you just wake up early now, like maybe some people think, and I know I've gotten asked before, like, are you always motivated? Like, are these habits and routines just super easy for you? No, but I don't let my body be my mind. Like, just because I'm tired or just because like something is hard, I'm not going to just chalk it up as hard, right? I'm going to be like, no, okay, what am I going to do to like get myself like, whoopsh, like, let's go, Sousa, just to like make something happen because I know it's important. And so, for example, I wanted to wake up at 5 this morning, and waking up at 6 lately has been a little bit of a challenge. So I wanted to wake up at 5. So I set my alarm, and I put my phone on the table in my living room, not in my room. And I left my door open so that way I knew I would hear the alarm. But that had to get me out of bed and like to my phone. And then I also had put my workout clothes right there and like a cup so I could do my pre-workout, and just kind of left everything out. So at times we have to push it a little bit more, right, to create that time for ourselves in the morning, especially because it doesn't feel good. It's not ideal for your productivity and your full potential of the day to just like roll out of bed and just like get to it, right? Without nourishing your mind and your body and your spirit and setting some intention and getting clear about who you no longer want to be and who you do want to be moving forward and what that's going to look like, right? A little mental rehearsal, some moments to just like check in with what might slip you up in the day and how your best self would show up, right? Instead of being in reaction mode, our morning routine can set us up to respond to the day in a way that's in line with our core values and who we want to be and how we want to show up. And so, mindset, movement, and me time, whatever that looks like for you, get up, get it done, decide, be flexible, but don't be so flexible that you wake up and you're like, what am I doing? Right? Sometimes that happens. I'll wake up super tired and I'm like, wait, what time did I schedule my workout? Okay, what, but it's nice to wake up and just know and have that intention of like, hey, when I wake up, workout clothes on, or immediately in a cold shower, or immediately get outside and just start moving my body. Getting out of the habit of just grabbing our phone and scrolling and tapping into worlds that take us elsewhere, right? Like tapping into our inner world, our inner knowing, our intuition a little bit more, how we're feeling, our energy level, giving back to ourselves a little bit. Some mornings, actually, I've been doing this the last couple mornings also because I've been, sitting a little bit on the floor and then like stretching and moving and just, before I get into my workout, and just doing like a little moment of like a foot massage over my socks. I know that might sound interesting, but it's kind of like when you do Thai massage and they put like the sheet over you or they massage you through cloth and it just has that kind of different pressure. I did that on my feet this morning and I think yesterday too, and it just felt super good, right? So just moments of intention and awareness within those categories of the 3M morning routine is really going to make a difference. It's going to fuel your day differently. It's going to fuel your impact differently because there's going to be so much more intention and awareness. And like that engine's going to be revved up and warmed up instead of just like turn on, ready, go. So you can, like I said, respond instead of react to your day. Wherever you're listening, whenever you're listening to this episode, I hope you have a great morning routine. 3M, find your way, find what works for you, find your little M's that fit into each category, do it, show up for you, and see what happens the rest of your day. Thanks for listening to this episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Self-Love and Sweat, the podcast. Hey, do me a favor. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, give us a review. This really helps a lot. And share this with a friend. I'm only one person, and with your help, we can really spread the message of self-love and sweat and change more lives all around the world. I'm Lunden Souza, reminding you that you deserve a life full of passion, presence, and purpose, fueled by self-love and sweat. This podcast is a Hit Spot Austria production.